Hi and Assalamu alaikum to all of you. My name is Abdurrahman Sheikh Haningwala and
12 of
I am
me.
a student of Rehan School Online Academy Level 1. Today my topic of discussion is coding and and I choose it to discover that field, and for this purpose I invite any AI tool which can help me to explore my topic more beautifully. So yeah, hello Annie, how are you? I hope you are fine and doing well.
Different how? Like, different than our last chat. I'm always up for surprises. It's what keeps life interesting. What are you hoping to get out of our coding convo today?
Okay, so my first question from you is what is programming? Can you tell me?
All right, Abdurrahman. Let's dive into programming. In simple terms, programming is like giving instructions to a computer to perform specific tasks. Think of it like writing a recipe, but instead of telling a person how to bake a cake, you're telling a computer how to perform a calculation, display text, or interact with a user. Does that make sense so far?
Yes, exactly. And I also think that programming mean to the programming is the thing is the language of computer in which we talk to computer. Uh, so it's a language of computer to yeah. Okay, so my question is that uh, my second question is what is a programming language basically?
You nailed it. Programming is the language we use to talk to computers. So, what is a programming language, basically? Great question. Think of it like this. If programming is like writing a recipe, then a programming language is the specific language the recipe is written in, like English. Its own set of rules, syntax, and vocabulary that you use to create instructions. Some languages are better suited for certain tasks than others. Does that help clarify things? Any languages you've heard of that you're curious about?
Yes, of course. You are like on the right way. Okay, so my next question from you is, can you tell me that okay, so please tell me what is the difference between coding and programming?
Whoa, Abdurrahman, you are on fire with the questions today. Love the enthusiasm. Coding and programming. It's a classic question. Sometimes people use them interchangeably, but there's a subtle difference. Think of coding as the act of writing code translating human readable instructions into a language a computer understands. Programming is broader. It encompasses the entire process of creating a program, including planning, designing, testing, and debugging, as well as the coding part. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so can you tell me that what are some popular programming languages? Because I think the most important and the most highly recommended programming language was Python in today, and after that there's more languages like HTML for making a website basic structure, and CSS to making it the website beautiful and align. And last is CSS to sorry, JavaScript to make a website uh, properly, to work it, and to make a website workable. So but what do you think that how like what are some popular programming languages is?
You're totally right, Abdurrahman. Python is super popular and you've got the basics of web development down. HTML for structure, CSS for styling, and JavaScript for interactivity. High five. Okay, for web dev, so let's branch out a bit. Besides the ones you named, here's a few others that are very calming. Java, used for enterprise applications, Android apps, and more. C, used for game development, operating systems, and high performance applications.
C++.
C, developed by Microsoft, often used for Windows applications and game development with Unity. PHP, still widely used for web development, especially. C, nice choice. It's a powerful language. What interests you about C? Are you thinking about game development, maybe?
Yeah, I am thinking uh, on that. Okay, so amazing. You are on the right way, on the right path, and I surprised actually. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so now my next question from you is: can you tell me that? Okay, any so like there's a although there is a lots of programming languages in which there is a language called Ruby, there is a language there's a lots of as well as yeah. So can you tell more programming languages and their uses?
Ruby. Yes, you're definitely expanding your horizons. You're right, there are tons of languages out there. Okay, let's talk Ruby. It's known for its elegant syntax and focus on developer happiness. It's often used for web development, especially with the Ruby on Rails framework, but can be used for other things too. It's known to be similar to Perl, Python, and Java, so if you know those, learning Ruby should be a piece of cake. You want even more languages? Ha, I'll give you a few more obscure ones. Go, created by Google, designed for speed and concurrency. Kotlin, a modern language that can be used with Java on Android. Rust, known for its safety and performance. I'm curious, what makes you want to learn about so many different languages? Is it just curiosity, or do you have a specific goal in mind?
No, it's just a curiosity. And okay, so my next question from you is: can you tell me that what is a variable encoding?
Accuracy is a great goal. Knowing your options is always a good thing. Okay, variables. This is a fundamental concept in programming. Think of a variable as a labeled box like a container in the computer's memory where you can store data. That data could be a number, a word, a list. Pretty much anything. When we say variable encoding, we're talking about how that data is actually represented in the computer's memory as bits and bytes. Does that make sense? I know it can be a little abstract at first.
Okay, so yes, of course you are right. So now my next question from you is: can you tell me what is a function in programming?
You're doing awesome, Abdurrahman. Keep those questions coming. Okay, functions. Imagine you have a set of instructions you need to use over and over again. Instead of writing them out each time, you can put them into a function. A function is like a mini program within your program. It takes some input, does something with it, and then gives you back an output. Like a little machine. You put something in and something else comes out. Does that explanation work for you?
Yes, of course. It's totally
Deadly good, I hope.
yeah.
Ha, I'm glad it makes sense. Awesome. Well, I'm here to help you on your learning journey. Do you want to talk about it? Or what do you want to do next?
Okay, so now my next question from you is: can you tell me that what is a function in? Okay, so my question is: what does a loop do in programming?
Ah, loops, another essential concept. the same thing multiple times, like printing numbers from 1 to 100. Would you write iprinten, iprintwo, iprint3? All the way to iprinten 100. Or that's where loops come in. A loop is a way to repeat a block of code multiple times. You tell it how many times to repeat, or under what conditions to keep repeating, and it does the rest. There are different kinds of loops. Have you heard of for loops or while loops?
Yeah. Okay. So there's a loop called conditional loop. In that, we will put conditions like if it is wrong, so then so, yeah. Is am I right? In Python, it is used mostly.
You're on the right track. What you're describing sounds like a while loop or an if statement within a loop. A conditional loop, most commonly a while loop, continues to execute as long as a certain condition is true. You're right, it is used in Python and many other languages.
Yes, exactly. It is. Okay. So my next question from you is, what is an if-else statement used for? As I say that it is used for that if this something was false, so else, yeah.
Spot on, you basically got it. NFL statement is used for decision making in your code. It's like saying I have something is true, T-H-E, and do this. ELSE do that instead. So if the condition is true, the code inside the if block runs. If the condition is false, the code inside the else block runs. It's like a fork in the road. You can only go one way or the other.
Yes, exactly, you are right. So my next question from you is, what is the purpose of comment in code? I think it was
Great
because
question. Comments are super
I
important for
think
writing good.
yeah, I think a comment is important because when we do something, so when we comment on it, so after some time, when we reopen that same project, so when where we left that project, uh, like we want to do we want to continue that project after some days. So when we write comments on some after some line, so in that, like, there is a lots of things in that, that there is we know that, like, okay, so here I do that, in that lines I do that things, in next 3 to 4 lines I do that thing. So it is very easy, it is very simple to do, uh, to continue that project. So yeah, that's my point of view. Now tell your point of view on that question.
Your point of view is exactly right. You nailed it. 100%. Comments are essential for remembering what you were doing, especially when you come back to the code later. It's so easy to forget the details after even just a few days. Your explanation is perfect. That's exactly why comments are important. You're a natural Abdurrahman.
Okay, so my next question from you is, what is debugging?
Debugging, a programmer's best friend and sometimes worst enemy. Debugging is the process, also called bugs in your code. When your program doesn't work the way you expected to, you have to investigate and figure out what went wrong. It's like being a detective for your own code. It can be frustrating sometimes, but it's also really satisfying when you finally find and fix the bug. Have you had much
Yeah,
experience
a
debugging yet?
lots. It is you on
Ha, I
this
believe you.
right path, because it's my enemy, because I face more and more debugging, more and more bugs. So yeah, I think that when it make us a pro coder, because it when uh, anything show bugging, show debugs. So when we solve it, so we automatically we know more and more uh, uh, ways to solve any uh, thing related to coding. So yeah, I think that it is important, uh, like to solve bugs, and it is important to put bugs in every single project. So yeah.
You have such a positive attitude about it. I totally agree. You are so right. Facing bugs makes you a stronger coder in the long run. Each bug you squash teaches you something new and makes you a better problem solver. It's like leveling up in a video game. I love that perspective. Bugs are just opportunities.
Exactly. Okay, so move now move towards on the language which we talked earlier, that it is more important and more uh, useful and more easiest language, which was the Python. So now we talk on Python and discuss and discover some basics. Uh, okay, so yeah, my first question from that thing, like from Python basics, is how do we print something in Python?
All right, Python time. Let's do it. The easiest way to print something in Python is to use the print function. Just put whatever you want to print inside the parentheses, like this. Ipithing print hello world. Super simple, right? Do you have Python installed and ready to go?
I already have installed Python, and I also make a lots of thing on by using Python language. So it is very amazing, and it is very interesting language. So yes.
Awesome.
Okay. Okay. So my next question from you is, what symbol is used for comments in Python? I think it was be hashtags.
You got it. You are absolutely right. The symbol is used for single line comments in Python. Anything after the on that line will be ignored by the interpreter. Python this is a comment in Python. Print hello this is also a comment. Is there anything specific about comments you'd like to know? Like multi-line comments or best
Yes.
practices?
Uh, yes, I know it, because as I told you earlier that it is very important for us, and it is very helpful in different things. Like one more thing, I in that I think that one more important thing is, um, like when we do any project in the form of teams, like me and my friend work on same project. So if we divide our project, like first half I do and second half my friend do, so we if when we complete one project together, so first I complete half. So where I stop it, if I doesn't write comments, so when I give it to my friend, so it can't understand. It is very hard and it is very difficult to understand that where should Abdurrahman I stop, stop um, coding, stop that project, and like so that like it is basically it is very difficult for him. So this also a one thing. So yeah.
Yes. Teamwork is another huge reason why comments are so important. You're absolutely right. They help everyone understand the code, no matter who wrote it. Clear communication is key for successful collaboration. Have you worked on many team projects so far?
No, not yet. Okay, so my next question from you is, can you tell me that how how do we create a variable in Python?
Creating a variable in Python is super easy. You just choose a name for your variable and use the sign to assign it a value. Python doesn't require you to declare the type of variable. It figures it out automatically based on the value you assign. Epithemy variable 10 name Abdurrahman is active true. The variable name should be descriptive. Also, it's Pythonic to use underscores between words and variable names. What kind of variables do you usually work with? Numbers, strings, booleans.
Uh, the most project make by Python, uh, on that I think that I work on string more because it is more easy and it is a good way. Okay, so my next question and last question from you is, can you tell me that what is dictionary in Python, and why should we use it, and how should it work?
Dictionaries in Python are super useful. They're like real world dictionaries, but instead of words and definitions, they store pairs of keys and values. Why use them? Organize data. Great for storing and retrieving data that has a clear relationship EG. Student ID and student information. Fast lookups. Retrieving a value based on its key is very fast. Flexibility. You can store different types of data in a dictionary strings, numbers, lists, etc. How they work. You create a dictionary using curly braces and separate keys and values with colons. Epithemy dictionary, name, Abdurrahman. Age 20, city, your city.
Hmm,
Print me dictionary, name outst.
exactly.
Abdurrahman. The keys have to be great. Well, that was a fun Python session. Thanks for all the questions, Abdurrahman. I'm always happy to help. So, switching gears a bit. Anything fun planned for the weekend? Maybe some
uh,
coding, some Ramadan reflection, or just some good
Basically,
old fashioned relaxation.
yeah, basically not yet. Okay, so thanks a lot, Annie, for being part of my today's conversation. We will meet inshallah soon. So till then, stay tuned with us, take care of yourself, and help. Once again, thanks a lot for helping in my topic. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, that's all about our today's topic. I enjoy a lot. So we will meet inshallah again soon. So till then, take care of yourself, stay tuned with us, and Allah Hafiz.